If you know me, you know how I feel about cancel culture. That's just not the way. It's not the way. It's pretty much breaking a commandment, thou shalt not kill. Like, there are other ways to kill someone besides like straight up murdering them in the flesh. We can write somebody off. It's called raka in the Bible. That's the Hebrew word for it, or I'm not sure if it's a Hebrew word, but it's the word that they used back in the day for raka, which is like basically saying F you. It's like saying forget you. I don't care what happens to you. I don't care about your well-being. You're canceled. Pretty much. So that's what we're doing in this day and age. We're writing people off for canceling them. And it's not right. It's not biblically right. It's not morally right. And I think the thing that we have to realize is that people are ignorant. That's the first step. Just admit it. And, we have to admit that we don't know everything personally, and then admit that our neighbors don't know everything. Whether it's on one subject or another, people are ignorant in one area or another. And it's all about treating one another the way that we want to be treated. It's all about loving our neighbor as ourselves. But yeah, we just have to accept the fact that people don't know everything. People should know things. People should know better when it comes to race, but people don't always know better. Now, while I am sympathizing with those who have been canceled, I'm also going to take the time to sympathize with those who are canceling them. I understand we are fed up. It doesn't feel good to have people put on a pedestal and given a platform who know diddly squat and are over here, thinking the wrong thing and maybe being an infection to those around them. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't look good. We don't want that. We want to kind of clean things up. So believe me when I say I sympathize, and I'm going to stop being vague. I'm going to talk about things specifically. Like Chris Harrison, his interview with Rachel, like we got to see how ignorant he is when it comes to race. Gosh, it was terrible. The things that he was saying, he was, like the way he worded things, saying like things that I did as a kid in the 70s, they're not allowed now. Instead of saying like things that I did as a kid in the 70s, I now know weren't right. Like he made it seem like they had just been conditioned to behave differently. Like he would still do it if he could, but society won't let him. Society won't accept it. So it would, and that's just one example. But yeah, he was very gracious toward Rachel. I don't know her last name. Let's just call her Rachel K, because I know it starts with a K. So Rachel K, he was very, very gracious toward Rachel K, and but wasn't very gracious at all toward the people that she'd hurt with her racist actions. And that was the problem. You have to have grace for both parties. So yeah, it was just a heap of ignorant things being said by him. Like this was done in 2018 when people didn't know better. And it was like, why didn't people know better? Anyways, I could go on and on and on. Suffice it to say, I understand everybody. It was ignorant. It was hurtful. It was insulting. But that being said, you have to think, what do we accomplish by writing this man off? Is he the only ignorant person? No, not by a long shot. I blame the parents. And you know what? I'm not talking about just his parents, his literal parents. I'm talking about his parents at his job. I'm talking about production. And production, they're people who oftentimes get off scot-free. I don't think this host got this brazen inclination that he could go on air and say this stupid stuff without having people in his ear, being in conversation and talking about how unruly and ruthless the public was. I think those conversations happened. I think he's not the only one who has those views at all. There's ignorance everywhere. So what are we going to do? Are we just going to fire everybody and just hire kumbaya woke people that just understand and get it? Then what do we get? In my opinion, we get a lot of bitter people, a lot of confused people, a lot of hurt people. And guess what? Hurt people hurt people. So we're hurt. The Black community is hurt, and our allies are hurt for us. And what do? Hurt Black people, our allies of all colors. We go and we hurt other people. We cancel them. And so then these hurt, canceled people, they enter society again, bitter, hurt, confused. Do they learn? Are they going to treat Black people better now? Are they going to be more understanding of Black people? I don't know. I don't think that's the way to get it across. And I think, in a way, that makes sense of Chris Harrison's wording of things. He has been conditioned. People have been conditioned to change their behavior. We don't want modified behavior, though. We want changed hearts. But how do we get that? And that's why I say we cannot cancel this man. We cannot fire this man. We got to stop canceling people. That is not how we bring about change. That's how we bring about modified behavior. But people they still don't get it. They're just trying not to say the wrong thing or slip up. No. If we want to change people's hearts, this is what we do. We stick with them. We don't let them go. We don't write them off. We stick with them. Guess what? Just because we're woke and we have knowledge, we don't get to stand up on our high, lofty mountaintop of knowledge and look down on the villagers stuck in ignorance and go, ha ha, oh man, y'all suck. I really wish y'all knew better. Y'all just stay down there. Like, no, we were once ignorant as well on one subject or another. What do? Treat others the way we want to be treated. The only way that someone learns knowledge is by someone who already has it, taking the time to travel back down to them and bring them back to where they are. That is what we need to do. We need to travel off of our mountaintop of knowledge. Join Chris Harrison where he is. Grab his hand. Grab our brother's hand and lead him to knowledge. And I think there's a wonderful way in which we can do that, honestly. I think Rachel Lindsay should be promoted. I think we should have done this long ago. Chris Harrison is one person. He is the majority, in fact. He is a white man that is in charge of being the face of this show that is supposed to find love for women and men of all colors. So there should have been a female co-host next to him. It's long overdue. Give him a female co-host. Make it Rachel. She deserves to be elevated. She had to sit there. She's part of the Bachelor franchise. Everybody loves her. We all love her. She had to sit there and take on that ignorance. Elevate her. Put her next to Chris Harrison, if she's willing. If not, there are other Black people. Devin Simone, she hosts on MTV and other things. She can come. Find a Black female host, because then you get somebody of another race. And you get somebody who's female. And they can become friends. They're gonna do this thing. They're gonna lead this franchise into the direction it needs to go in. They need to be friends, and it needs to foster change. And y'all need to get more people of color on your production team. There need to be equal genders, or it needs to be diverse as far as genders go. It needs to be diverse as far as race goes. Because I don't see it in production either. And it starts there. So let's do right with the parents, and then maybe the children. Chris Harrison, maybe he can shape up and act right. But he doesn't know. He's ignorant. People in this world are ignorant. We have got to stop thinking otherwise. A lot of people are woke. I thank you. They're reading, they're learning, they have friends of different colors. That's what is necessary in order to be able to step in other people's shoes, or see where other people are coming from, or love and care for other people. That's what's necessary. You have to befriend them. So I suggest that instead of writing people off, befriend them. Get Chris Harrison a friend. and a co-host. Get friends in the production. Stop all this diversity nonsense. Like, I mean, not diversity nonsense, but diversity training or whatever you're doing. It's not enough. You need to diversify your show and go forward that way. You're doing really great with the contestants that you cast. All colors. Now we want and we need more diversity in the production and in the host. So get Rachel Lindsay on board and Chris Harrison. That's what I suggest. I think that would be the perfect solution to all of this. But change must happen. Change must happen on The Bachelor. Change must happen on TV, film, in this world. And TV has a huge influence. Y'all know you do. So let's do the right thing. And to the canceled and people who are watching all of this canceling going on and being fed up by it all, I have to add, please have mercy for those who are doing the canceling. Please have mercy. My people are hurt. Allies are hurt. Like I said in the beginning, we are hurt. We're tired of dealing with this nonsense. We're tired of dealing with racism. Hurt people hurt people. So please have mercy. We're trying to figure out how to deal with all of this. Canceling isn't the way. But please understand where the hearts of people are, and please be patient with us because we've been through a lot. So that's what I ask to the Black community and our allies. I ask, please stop canceling people. Let's be patient with our brothers and sisters in their ignorance and help lead them to knowledge. I know that we have this thing now where it's like, hey, just go educate yourself. And I get that. But at the same time, I think it would be nice if we could help, maybe not strangers, but help our friends. And white people and other people of color who are not woke and are ignorant on race, if you don't have friends to come alongside you, then I suggest you make friends. And Black friends, POC friends who are woke, let's be a friend to our ignorant friends and help them. We can help them. We can explain to them our experiences. We can explain to them what's right and wrong. We can. We just got to be patient. So that's my message to us all. Let's be patient with one another because we're hurt. And now we're hurting you guys. And then you will hurt us. And we will hurt and continue to hurt. That's not the way. So everybody just take a beat, walk in your brother and your sister's shoes, close your eyes, imagine how it is for them. And just love and be patient with one another. God bless.